I'm going to share something with you guys today that is going to blow your damn minds. That's right. This is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to give into some specific examples. And what's going to blow your mind is I'm going to talk about how unbreakable men actually turn women on. That's right. Unbreakable men actually are the ones that turn women on. And in this video, I'm going to reveal a lot of different examples of how you can be unbreakable in your life, flip the script, and have women be attracted to you like a damn magnet. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! Okay, let's get into this. So, if you are unbreakable, and I'm going to go into what that is and examples, then, oh yeah, you are going to attract women like a damn magnet, even if you're below average in looks, right? Average looking, below average in looks. And hey, look, you seeing me, all right? I don't know what you think I look like, right? You might think, hey, he's average, he's below average, he's above average. I don't know what you think I look like, but I will tell you this. I am 52, I am 5'7", and I am bald, okay? Duh. I am not most women's type. By far, I am not. Maybe I have nice looking eyes, whatever. But look, women typically don't go for bald guys, okay? There's some exceptions, but they don't typically. And they typically don't go for short guys. And like I said, I'm 5'7". I've had to leverage other areas of my life to still pull women as a single guy, all right? And I was married before 20 years. Imagine being single at the age of 48. And you don't know what dating apps are. And I got my ass kicked literally for the first couple of years, trying to get out in the dating market and trying dating apps and all these things. And finally, I came across some YouTube videos and some other things, and through trial and error and going out on hundreds of dates, because what happens is once you start leveling up, oh, it gets easier, it gets better. And I realized that becoming unbreakable is such a magnet to women, and it was so powerful that I could pull more women than a typical dude that's over 6 feet and has a full set of hair and is younger. They have no chance, most of these guys, because I've mastered a few things. But I'm not going to get into all those other things that I've mastered. I'm going to talk specifically about unbreakable. So, unbreakable, all right? I'm going to define this for a second. So, unbreakable, no particular order. I'm not going to the dictionary. This is my own definition, okay? Unbreakable starts with trauma, okay? Most men are not born bad boys or unbreakable and the spirit of a lion and it just nothing bothers them. They have thick skin. They're not born like that, most men. Most men become unbreakable from trauma. They become unbreakable from a nasty divorce, getting their ass kicked when they were trying to date women, being insulted online, all these things. I'm sure you can imagine, and I know what you guys have gone through. All of us men have gone through. Even having a shitty father or a shitty stepfather where you were abused as a kid. I'm talking with a fucking belt on the ass. That's what I got. I got the damn belt on my ass if I wasn't behaving, right? And a lot of men today are just weak. I'm not wishing that on any man, but back in the day, and us Generation X guys have been through some shit. I had a teacher, imagine this, a fucking teacher in school that if you misbehave would grab your face like this and pin you to the wall or put you down on the ground, okay? I had teachers with a damn ruler that would come over and smash you on the knuckles. Like, this is the kind of stuff if you were disrespectful in class. And again, I do not wish this today. We are in a much better place today because I do not wish violence on anyone or in any situation, typically. Unless it's boxing or UFC, of course, or hockey. Football, too, a little bit. So, unbreakable, it usually comes from trauma where you've just reached this point of like, you either fight or it's fight or flight. And not all men wish to fight, okay? But when you reach that point of you're willing to fight and you don't care about the consequences, now that is one of the things that makes you unbreakable, and nothing can pierce that armor that you have and that thick hide that has developed over time and developed from trauma, okay? So Unbreakable, how these women are, how they actually get turned on by unbreakable men. Let's talk about a few examples and a few situations. So dating apps, oh yeah, one of my favorites. So I tried all the damn dating apps, and like I said, I was married for 20 years, and imagine dating for 5 years. At the time of recording this, I've been single for 5 years. And I've been on hundreds of dates, but not at the beginning. At the beginning, I got my damn ass kicked. And it's only when I become unbreakable and I didn't give a fuck anymore. So imagine you're on a dating app and I see a woman that has feminist right in her profile, left, right? Or I like someone and she sends me a message and she's nasty. By the way, women are nasty, vile creatures. Not all. Most, okay? Most women are nasty, vile creatures. They can't react with any logic. Their frontal cortex, it's called the amygdala hijack, where something triggers them, however they perceive as that being triggering. They become emotional like a child. There's studies, so 2 to 7-year-old children, they have basically very little logic and they just react on emotion, and that's most women, okay, when they get triggered and now they've got the amygdala hijack. So dating apps, you go to like some woman and let's say she's, younger. That's fine. She's of legal age and you're like, you know what? Okay, there's a 10-year age difference, 15, 20, 30-year age. Who gives a fuck? And you like her photo, and this has happened to me, where they respond back and they're like, yeah, you're just an old bald guy. Whatever it is. They insult you, man. Oh yeah. Well, when you have an unbreakable spirit, you don't care. You're like, next, okay? So this is what I'm talking about in terms of being unbreakable. You don't allow these comments and things to affect you. But here's the interesting thing. If you message them back and you say, oh, is that the best you can do? As an example, they're gonna fire back and say, yeah, you're just a creep. You say, oh, well, I'm just giving you examples. And you say, well, I know your type and I know what you like. So I'm just giving some random, I'm on the fly right now. As I'm doing this video, I'm saying these things and I don't have these in my notes. But when you respond back because you're unbreakable, you don't give a fuck, and she can't bother you, and you're kind of flippant back and you're challenging her, that actually turns a lot of women on. Why? Because most men are fucking doormats. They're betas, and they don't know what to do when they get insulted, and they're like, oh, okay. Or let's say you just don't have the practice and you send a woman a message. By the way, this turns off all women on dating apps. If your only message to them, your first message is, hey, how are you? That drives women crazy. And so don't be surprised if she fires back with some lame response, right? Or let's say you ask her out for a coffee date and she says, coffee date, really? Is that's what you see me as being worth? And you say, well, just like you, I have options, and now you're not one of them. Bye. She's going to respond back almost always. She's going to respond back and say, well, you're just a jerk. And you could say, look, I tell you what, I'm still willing to take you out, but why don't we do coffee and cupcakes? Are you down for that? And she'll say, well, no. You'll say, okay, fine. You know what? I kind of like your attitude. Instead of coffee and cupcakes, all right, I get it. You don't want to do coffee on the first date. Let's do brunch, but this is my last offer. This is what I'm talking about, gentlemen. When you have an unbreakable spirit, when it comes to dating apps, you don't give a fuck. And women will get turned on by what I just told you, because men don't push back like that. Men succumb to what I call shit tests. That's a shit test. Are you man enough to deal with my attitude? Shit test, okay? Every woman does it, and you better pass those. And you better pass those with an unbreakable spirit. All right, dating apps. Moving along. Social media. Oh, yeah. Silver Bachelor gets some hate on social media. I'm on all the various platforms except X. I don't really like X too much, but imagine this. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Those are the main 4 that I'm on. And oh, women come at me with all kinds of stuff, all kinds of insults, calling me every damn name under the book, trying to just get me wherever they think it'll hurt. But I'm unbreakable. They don't know that. I don't care what they say. And this is what I'm talking about. When you have a thick hide, and especially if I respond. Let's say I say something and they insult me, and then I in turn go, well, you you're acting like a you're acting like a misandrist, or by a comment, you're using your emotion, you're an immature child, and you're misandrist. Damn, I get tongue twisted with that damn word all the time. And she'll come back and try to justify what she said. And if I engage a little bit, I don't like to engage with women typically like that, but sometimes I play around because I want to provide more experience and things on my YouTube channel. So if I'm playing around and I say, okay, and we're just doing some banter back and forth, and they will continue to go back and forth with you, because no man would dare do that, is my point. All right, next, cold approach, one of my favorites. Yeah, a lot of men get afraid with cold approach. And again, maybe us guys, Generation X or older, are the last of the masculine men. But as I mentioned earlier, us men grew up with fucking a lot of shitty fathers. We got the belt on our ass. We got grabbed. We got slapped. We got all kinds of things. And we had to man up real fucking fast. And so what are you guys afraid of by going up to a woman? I don't get it. I really don't. So who cares? You go up to her and she's like, looks at you, whatever. Doesn't matter. But today, men are afraid to cold approach. But when you have an unbreakable spirit, you don't care and you approach because it doesn't bother you. You've experienced way worse as a damn kid, and yet you're afraid of women. This doesn't make any sense to me. But so unbreakable, that's what happens. Next, on dates. Yeah, if you are unbreakable on a date, right? You have learned to shut your damn mouth. Let her talk. You have learned to set the date. Before the date even happens, you've learned to ask her out on a date. Okay. You've learned she doesn't want to be a pen pal. And on that date, you've learned to lead, to take charge. In fact, even sometimes order for her. You say, you know what? I'll have an old fashioned and she'll have the Prosecco. And she might go, oh, I don't like Prosecco. And I say, oh, okay, well, what would you like to drink then? She will like the fact you at least took initiative, all right? Be careful with that one, but I'm just giving examples, all right? Also, she'll be impressed if you're feeling the vibe and you say later in the evening, or remember, this is first number one date, 2, 3, doesn't matter. And all of a sudden you say, okay, so I've had a great night. Do you want to go back to my place for a nightcap? All right. So she wants you to take a lead. And by being unbreakable, you do that. And unbreakable in relationships. And it turns her on because it shows that you have strength and that you have pride, you have confidence. You're not going to allow your emotions to get the best of you. And deep down, you're the father figure she always wanted, all right? But thanks for watching, and my light just freaking turned on. Drives me crazy sometimes, but I gotta get another light. But so thanks for watching, man. We'll see you next time.